Hey guys, welcome back. I am Buildz and today I'm here with Merwin.
Hey guys.
So today we have a really cool modern house for you guys, something very different. And who is this built by, man?
So this house is made by one of the server's very best builders,
Mm-hmm.
Lord Mulak.
Yep.
He always is like coming up with new genius styles that are just like popular over the whole server, and this is one of them.
Yeah, this is
This,
really incredible. And as you guys will see, there's a lot of inspirational tips that you can pick up and start incorporating in your real life builds, in this house. It's really amazing. Some of the features that he's used, I've never seen done before. A lot of the designs I've never seen pulled off before, but seen attempted. And this house is just incredible in its own kind of way.
just
It's
everything
amazing.
about like he kind of contrasts a bit of styles, like very subtly though. There's a bit of a even a barn style in this front. But
Yeah,
it adds a kind of known feeling that people like, and it makes it so much more welcoming.
yeah, I know what you mean.
And just for detail, it's some people may think like, oh, this isn't very detailed. That it has like plain walls and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but the level of detail and thought gone into this is just incredible.
Yeah,
Like you may see
amazing.
these fence posts out front. You might just think, oh, they're just fence posts. All right, but they just add so much. Without these fence posts, it would just completely just change this house. It must have taken him forever to think of this.
Yeah, there's so many details, guys, and once we start getting inside and we start kind of explaining the details to you, you guys are really going to be amazed. Oh, the TPs have started again. So this build is called
Yeah, same.
Archive.
Yeah, he's on the server. There are build teams of builders. There are four, I
Oh,
think.
right, this
There's
is built by a
Archive.
build team
This is
called
it's
Archive.
made by Lord Mulak, who's in the build
Oh,
team.
right,
I think
okay.
there's
I thought he
maybe
called his
like
house
15
Archive. I
people.
was like, that's a pretty cool name.
Yeah,
So the inside
I
of
think
this
it's
is, wow, it's incredible.
yeah, the inside. It's right here, I guess. This door is just he didn't use any of the normal doors like you find in Minecraft, but he used bedrock with a couple buttons to make an open black door, maybe wooden.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's so much more realistic when you do it like this.
Yeah, like most people in Minecraft tend to make, like they place down two doors, two by two doors, like within the game, and they call it their front door. Like the trick is with Minecraft, as I've realized is going on in building, is to incorporate and make your own designs for everything, from cookers to glass designs to doors. Like a lot of people nowadays put doors on the back of slabs and call them chairs. Like it's just a small example, guys. Like you got to start like experimenting with ideas, and kind of play around with details, and just try and come up with your own original designs. Don't use doors for doors. Like make your own doors, make an entrance, make a sliding door, and you just got to come up with all these kind of cool designs. And this build really does show you guys how simple details like this, for example, can create a really cool, nice little side unit with using simple things like trapdoors and just a few slabs.
Yeah, you really gotta kind of use everything for its max potential. Like doors can't just be doors; they have to. There's so much more you can do with them. Like you can make cabinets, sliding doors, even stack them for chairs.
Yeah,
Or if like this table, most people probably do this, but just using carpet for the tabletop. Don't just use carpet for the floor, but you can use it for so much more.
yeah, like that's another thing. Like, what the guy's done here is he's actually continued a color palette, a really cool, nice little detail. And Merwin does this as well. A lot of people in WoK are starting to do this, where they carry through a few chosen materials to make up their build. And they do this like they have their oak here, right? They have a continuous flow of oak, as you can see as I'm walking through. They have some stone, mainly used for seating. They use the occasional fence posts for different kinds of details, whether it's supporting a table, whether it's the fence post actually
Hmm.
supporting the front overhang of the build, and they just try and come up with the same kind of materials to use throughout the build, the same kind of color palette, and it gives it a really simple and nice effect, dependent on how you use it, of course.
Yeah, all the contrasts are just like he's kept the oak contrast for some of the furniture
Hmm.
with the white. Like they kind of rival each other in just the right way. The oak, every bit of it, like even these table legs, you can kind of see them through the corner of your eye, but it makes a difference. Like they're just table legs, but it affects the build immensely.
Yeah, what I was saying before was like he has actually literally hacked Minecraft. And we only know this because we're like two very experienced builders, and he comes up with just mind tricks that are incredible. Little touches of detail that basically no one notices except from people like me and Merwin. And a really cool little trick that he's done here
Yeah,
is he's put an orange tulip down. This is the only orange tulip in the house. And why has he put it here? Well,
but
it looks
somehow
incredible. It looks just in the right place, and it's in line with something. These two fence posts, which once, glowstone or sea lanterns are put underneath, actually turn to an orange tinted wood. And just little touches of detail are like that, just mind blow us. And once you start
he's
to
kept.
understand this kind of, I guess you could almost call it a language of building, it's just
Yeah,
incredible.
and he's just kept the lines just right. Like this counter goes to this carpet onto the next carpet,
Yeah,
and even lines up with his painting.
I mean,
And that's another thing. People, just for a little bit of color or detail on the wall where it might need just a little bit, they add banners. It just a little bit of white and it just kind of lightens the place up.
yeah, I know what you
Doesn't
mean.
need it anywhere else and it just works.
Another thing is his simple uses of materials, which I stated before, and his simple designs, like Merwin said about this table. For example, this unit right here to make a kitchen unit is so simple. The whole construction of this table is just simply made out of oak wood stairs and oak wood blocks. And he's put a backward stair right here, just to form a very little simple design. And as you can see above this, like we were also saying, with everything being a line, there's one sea lantern light. Now, in most cases, I don't like
Just everything in line.
glowstone and like sea lanterns on the ceiling of builds because it generally looks pretty crap, right? When it's presented,
Yeah.
because
It
it's
just it just kind of looks
like,
out of
yeah,
place
pretty
in
much.
in most houses, but not this one.
No.
Like this could be grief if I'm just gonna look at this
Sure.
without a sea lantern.
Like, see,
If you
it's too
want to
dark,
determine what that
right?
is. But it's not quite the same.
No, it doesn't present enough light, and he's really spread out the lighting nicely, and he's disguised it in a lot of ways. Because, like we said, glowstone and like sea lanterns in most like situations look ugly. This lines up perfectly with the sink. It's put in the perfect position. It gives the kitchen like the whole lighting. Of course, we have a lot of natural lighting in this build because it's a modern house, which is nice to see. All like the big open panes, and we'll get around to a really special feature around the back in a minute, guys. But like you can just see what this guy has done to pull it off. It just looks incredible.
Yeah, the windows are the key in this
Oh yeah,
house
let's show him.
and the surroundings. Like there's so much stone and brick in this house. They're heavy materials and slightly cold materials, but with so much of the wall space taken up by windows that have a great view of nature, sunlight, plants, it gives so much more light and color to the house, and you don't need to add that color with like the walls. You can keep the walls, the natural materials, and let the color come through the windows.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And also, an amazing thing is that he's used so little walls, like you said. And this one
Very
wall
very
here,
open
right?
plan.
This one wall here makes up the exterior wall because you know how a lot of people nowadays do, double thickness walls. And what that allows you to do
Mhm.
is have an interior wall and an exterior wall. Because, of course, you're going to have a brick inside, say, you really don't, in most cases, want a brick outside. Or say you want a room with a wooden inside, but you want the outside you're built to be snow. like it won't work. But how he's kept the continuous flow of brick around the whole structure to really give it that kind of like almost rustic theme, um,
It's just
just looks amazing.
absolutely, and even this glass, like it's kept it's kept the flow. Like
Oh yeah.
most people wouldn't have this glass connected to the ceiling and the floor like this
Hmm.
because it creates that extra little piece, and that extra little piece of detail adds like he doesn't need to put a brick lining in between. That would just make it seem bulky, and this is just perfect.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
feels much more
I
realistic.
gotta say, the glass feature that he's done here, like we were saying before, guys, um, before we were recording, this is my favorite part of the build because he's the first person that I've ever seen to pull this off. Connecting textures with glass panes looks really crappy in so many situations. It just doesn't work, it's not right. Um, but how he's presented it here just looks absolutely incredible. And because the back of the
Yeah,
build, literally the wall is glass for the back of the build, so he needs to keep the continuous flow. And how he's managed to
he
achieve
needs to keep
this
it.
is absolutely just amazing.
This is like proof that he's just amazing. It's like these are some of the basic building rules. Don't have connected textures like this, and don't have the glass connected to them like this. But he's made both of them work,
And he's even
and
done
I
little
have
things like
never
here.
seen anyone else do that.
And this little detail right here is a rug design. And what you can actually see, funny enough, is you can see the rug from the exterior. And because, of course, most rugs in Minecraft that are made from a block form are chunky as hell. You're never going to have a block, that's like 1 foot tall that's going to represent a rug in real life, are you? Like a rug is usually like a centimeter thick or an inch thick, not like a foot thick. And what he's done is he's shown it as like a little exterior touch. And I've got the greys flowing through the middle, which the stone material is one of his main color palette choices, and he's just put a little line of white in here just to space it out, and also to show that he's continued the flow of the rug designs, which are all kept as the same material. So he's shown his color palette, and he's also shown a very interesting skill, which I've also personally never seen before, and I've got to say, it looks absolutely incredible.
Every piece of this house is amazing. How he's kept all the walls kind of every wall is like it's one wall. It keeps a similar shape.
Hmm.
It goes in one direction. This includes the glass, even the interior walls, the garage, and it's very open.
Yeah, and
It
also
doesn't feel like it doesn't it has heavy materials, but the house feels quite light and livable.
that also brings me round to what you mentioned earlier about all of these flowers dotted around the outside of the build. Have you ever seen that, like in a build, guys? Like, just that. It's so simple, so unseen, um, and yet works so amazingly. And I actually discovered the method behind this, or I think I've discovered the method behind this, and that is in fact around these corners with internal shaders. Of course, you get like a dark kind of shade. And that's because it's coming to the corner of a block. And what the white tulips does is it reflects the black shadow. The black shadow that will be located in these corners, and it kind of reflects on that white and black contrast and kind of lightens up the corners of this build. It's really,
It's
really amazing that he thinks of things like that. But I think that's how
little
it
touch
works.
just contrasts with the darkness, like the shade created by the trees, and just changes it all. It makes it feel light again.
Yeah, like he's twisted like our logic with Minecraft and how things work, like hanging over rug designs on story buildings and like white tulips around the outside just to reflect the shadow. Like, if you really want to take some inspiration in and just be shown some of the best people in Minecraft for what they do, this is an absolute prime example. Just looks amazing.
Definitely.
So I think that leaves
So I
us
think we
to
have
the last
we
room
have oh we
downstairs.
have this um I guess formal living room.
Hmm.
This is kind of separated from the living space,
Yeah.
like maybe more of a grand type of thing.
And I've also
Like,
noticed again his genius with material choices. Like when everyone started building modern, guys, including me, and this is like sadly said, I used to use stairs just like this as my casual seats. And in 99% of cases, if you use them for seats, people will literally look at you and laugh because it just shows how uncreative you are. You haven't even put item frames on the side to represent armrests. You know, that is literally the most basic seat form in Minecraft.
that's like the original seat of all of Minecraft,
And
and it's
it's
being
incredible.
reused.
Like,
He's kept the simple shapes through this house, and right here, it's slightly more rich quality of white against the snow that's being used for the rest of the furniture,
yeah.
and it's something about it. Like, if these were those snow chairs we had over here, it would just be different.
Yeah, I
for me.
know exactly what you mean. And what I've just noticed as
It's
well
hard to describe.
is the most incredible thing that he's done with this build is he's incorporated the very new, the unseen, like we saw outside with them panes. He's pulled every single individual tiny detail off, and he's also brought out the oldest of the old designs, brought them back to life, and made them work just perfectly.
Perfectly, like
Never seen
just
such like
all the designs that were
such a
given
thing
up.
done.
He's been able to bring them back and make them work this well. And he's kept everything very simple, like these lighting designs, glass, and these iron bars, and they're just perfect. They're transparent and perfect for the house.
Yeah, I
And
know
it's
what you
also almost all of it is vanilla. Like
yeah, that's great.
all of this furniture, this amazing furniture, you can do without any world edit.
Because I know a lot of our series is to show you guys literally the best of the best builds in Minecraft, of modern, of traditional, of whatever we find on the world of Keralis. And a lot of you guys say, you know, like I can't do that, you know, like, I'm playing on single player. And the majority of people do play in creative, do play in single player. And to show you guys the things that look incredible, that are perfectly doable without things like world edit, is a really cool thing to see because there's so many little things that you can really do without world edit that looks cool nowadays. Um,
Yeah, you don't need world edit
because
to
it's
build
incredible.
well.
So I just had a quick little memory error there. I'm recording everything I possibly have on my PC on an SSD because of my power supply situation, but we're not going to get into that. We're going to show you guys the upstairs and this cool little simple room here. That's the rest of the build.
I think this might be like a backup sink
Yeah, I guess
or a
so.
pantry. I don't think it's a half
No,
bath.
definitely not. I mean, Sharon and
toilet.
this thing.
Well, you could
I guess
use
this could be like a
this
tap.
as
This could be like a tap, and then like you could kind of try and bath in this.
you know, if you have like a good grinder at the bottom of the sink, you could use it as a toilet.
Anyway, guys, so the
Yeah.
upstairs to show you.
You gotta be
It's
resourceful.
gonna be awesome.
And yeah,
Oh, we should
onto
show
the
them this.
upstairs.
This is just incredible. Like, guys,
oh, this great view
We
as you're
noticed
coming
this earlier.
downstairs. This huge
incredible.
window.
Like, basically, Melvin was saying, right, how this build is like, how this stairway is pretty thin. I was like, yeah, that's weird. Like, he's done every single thing on point, and I don't usually agree with like one thickness stairways. I turned around, and I was like, Jesus, check out that detail. Like, so sleek, thin window, and just
That one
It looks
line of like
amazing.
light, it wouldn't be quite the same if it was 2 blocks. It'd be a bit thick.
yeah,
The
it
textures
just
wouldn't
look
line up
right. It
quite
wouldn't
right.
look fat. It wouldn't look sleek like the rest of the build.
This is just
It's
like
amazing.
waking up in the morning and just walking down the staircase right
Yeah, I
into
know
the
what you
day.
mean. And also the two-tone
Yeah.
here, if you notice, she's a three-tone, I guess you could say. Like, you've got the brick on one side, and then you've got stone on the other. And see, on situations, we always try and keep our stairwells kind of like the same material, whether it's like wool or snow or, you know, spruce wood. Like, he's managed to actually blend in these two materials and kind of center down glass down the middle, and it just looks amazing.
He's kind of just made everything that everyone else has been struggling with
Yeah,
work
he has, and
perfectly.
it's incredible to see. I really want to see more builds like this. So the first room, what we have.
He has
Ooh.
He has so many amazing houses. Unfortunately, he doesn't finish most of them.
I imagine he must get
So,
annoyed, with his like OCD and like the fact that he probably just doesn't make a build unless he thinks it's perfect. This is just incredible.
yeah,
I gotta say, like, I haven't spotted one bad thing about this build. Like, everything works, every just color ratio, and
there's no spot where I could improve
I know,
anything
like,
at
this is
all.
such a simple design of bathroom. Like,
Just
he
a
is so basic.
simple,
Like,
like just the hoppers and the buttons and just this pane of
only
glass
like
for the
one
shower.
missing. I mean, I actually haven't seen anyone do that. Like, because it's just a weird thing to do, I guess. But like, works. Everyone will either have it not there or
Yeah, I wonder.
closed.
This might be like a steam vent. I
I
don't
think it's
know.
because this might be like a
But I
glass
guess there's
sliding
like
door.
a
Like this might
rain
pivot
shower.
around on this block and this block, and maybe onto the mat. And he shows that
It
it's
could do
not
that.
connected like the rest of the glass to form a solid wall. This is actually the pivot door. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's just kind of
It's really cool
comes
though,
out.
guys. You just gotta pay attention
Just
to these things. They're just awesome.
just the contrast. They're they're just undescribably
Yeah, I know what you
good.
mean.
You can't really say what about it. You
Yeah, it's
can't
just so
replicate it.
clean as well.
It's just
Like also the fact that he used all that
so
glass
good.
gives us that beautiful greenery we have outside, which really does add life to the build. Because as you can see around us, there's a lot of grey, there's a lot of dull colours. Like grey and white can really create a depressing kind of atmosphere for a build in some bad situations um, where they haven't quite executed it. And adding a lot of glass, like you do as well in a lot of your builds, really lets the green kind of light in, and it gives it a really vibrant feel. And that can really just make a build feel
It
so much like more at home, I guess you could say, and just so much nicer.
it really makes the house what it is.
Yeah, I gotta
These
say, like,
windows,
never seen anything like it before.
and
The connected windows that works.
just it allows them to use
Wow.
these natural textures and materials while getting this green
And
in
also,
through the windows.
we found this earlier. This
This
chandelier, guys,
chandelier,
buttons turned upside
these
down.
buttons,
Is,
oh my god.
what the hell?
I guess they'd be each a light bulb. This is just he comes up with like new designs for these chandeliers every time he builds something,
Wow.
and they're
I mean,
all
that's just
amazing.
incredible. I've
This might
like
be my
never seen
favorite.
that before as well, and it just works so well. Even these little, I may have seen these before.
I think these are just
I may have seen
shelves
these
for
shown
anything
unit
really.
designs before, but like they're incredible as well. So simple but work so well. I also like how you've got
He's
the
used
brick
this so
wall on both sides of this corridor, so you can look either side and it's both brick with stone in the middle and on the floor and on the roof.
whole thing. He's
It just
kept all the
adds a
contrast
wall. It
like the
works.
wood in here and the white carpet, along with a bit of wood here. It's kind of cancels out any of the coldness from the stone.
Yeah, it's just really incredible, guys. So what I will do actually is I will F3 and I will allow you guys to see the location of this. So what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to come on the server and check this out for yourselves, because we try and cover it as best as we can, but just to get the vibe, get the feel for the place, you guys should definitely come on the server and just
There's
take a little look
ton.
around.
This house is amazing. This
I mean, you may even
neighborhood is
notice some
amazing.
things that me
Should
and Merwin
definitely
haven't
check out.
noticed. There's just so many little hidden secrets.
And there's so
Goodness,
many
Phil.
things. I think we
Oh,
did
we
miss the
did.
garage though,
We did,
or
we
the
did, we did.
carport.
Let's fly around and check this out, guys.
So he's used kind of an open garage or a carport. Like the house, it has a lot of windows, which makes it feel open. So if you had like a closed off garage door here, it would feel very heavy, like
Yeah, I
like
know
a
what you
bulky
mean.
part of the
Keeps
house.
that
But
kind of
just
sleek
keeping it
feel about the
open
house. Like everything's so clean and sleek and open and simple.
keeps it simple.
Keeps that better. Like notice, you've seen a lot of garages, toolboxes on the walls and cupboards, and he's just literally kept the whole open. A little back entrance here for the garden.
Just the whole
Very
thing.
simple.
Everything is just simple
And also,
in
guys,
just the right
just
way.
to mention, these two vehicles, if you are wondering, are built by a YouTuber, and you guys can probably find out how to build both of these on ASDF Gaming's channel. If If you don't want to search that in, you can just go to my related channels on my homepage and you'll be able to find Godcrafter. He's an awesome YouTuber, creates some amazing cars. And as you can see, these are two very fine examples, but like an SUV and a pretty cool looking sports car right here, as you can see.
Yeah,
So
absolutely
there's actually
amazing.
one thing that we missed. And like we said earlier, he's included a lot of very old details and mixed in with completely unseen awesome details. And what he's done here is he's outlined the build with bushes. I think for two reasons. One, because bushes are bushes. It's literally made up the what the Keralis server since Keralis
Yeah,
introduced
bushes are awesome.
the bush into building.
You need bush.
It also provides privacy with all this glass, all this modern, like natural lighting.
He wants to get as much natural light in as he can, but it's a bit difficult because of this this big window here that without these bushes would be completely open to the public streets. So these bushes kind of add the privacy that
Yeah,
it
guys,
needs.
so just tiny little details like that. Probably top recommended tips for this video to become a better builder in Minecraft. But you try to roleplay every situation. Think about how if you were living in there, you know, what would you do? Would you put a garage? Would you leave an open garage? Would you put a dining room next to a kitchen for convenience and not having to trek across half your house to just give food? I mean, just think about the little details like that, guys. And I'm sure the more you roleplay, the more you think realistically, you guys can improve your builds too. Also think about that amazing color palette he's come up with and some of the incredible design features.
The color palette and contrast are some of the most important parts for creating the vibe that a house like this gives off. Like these materials are just perfect.
Oh yeah, guys.
You have to really spend a lot of time thinking about what materials you want to use and where you want to use them.
Up, man, check out the roofing as well. Like we didn't actually check that out before, but the roofing, as we could see from outside, was quite simple, but from the top it's actually like really interesting. Like the lines look beautiful, like, you know, like how sleek and just why they line up with everything.
Yeah, it's just you can't find fault.
That also brings me on to the final thing to talk about in this build review, and that is the custom trees. So you know who these two builders are that create the trees on the world of Keralis.
Some of the best tree builders on the server, Angry Bird and JP Dillon. They've made all of the custom trees for this town, and they're just so much better than default trees. If you want to use trees, don't use default trees. Just practice making these custom trees. It will add so much to your houses.
I mean, they just look incredible. Check out how he's not only used one type of bush, he's mixed in a variety, and he's also come up with such a detailed base design, all these branches, as you can see, I'm weaving up, going in different angles, different directions, really like making a real complex tree. Like, I really think about how much actually goes into these trees to create such a cool looking shape like that is actually very skillful. Really, really cool.
Definitely.
But anyway, guys, that's bringing us to the end of the build review. We do apologize if it was a bit long. There was just so much to cover.
There's so much.
I mean, guys, if you haven't seen the whole video and you really do want tips and ideas for becoming a better builder in Minecraft, I would definitely highly recommend going back and checking out some of the absolutely incredible little details that this man has came up with. This is absolutely incredible and probably one of my favorite builds of all time in Minecraft. Anyway, Moen, thank you so much for joining us today on the build review series.
Thanks for having me. It's been amazing.
And if you guys have enjoyed this, please do pop us a like. It's really appreciated. Show the builder some support, some love in that comment section down below. I'm sure he would love to hear what you guys have to say. And subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, Moen, Smithers Boss. And there should be some more videos also featuring Zarius HD coming up in the future. So guys, once again, thank you for watching. You've been amazing. And we will catch you guys in our next build review series.